Hello, I think that I'm finally up. Let me turn down the sound on my computer before it starts repeating. I think I've got that. I'm sorry that I'm late today. For some reason, I just couldn't get this to start. So anyway, all of a sudden, here it is. Hey, Faith, how are you? I've been watching other people saying they've had trouble with getting their videos to start, and I was thinking today, in fact, I don't understand their problem. I think I do now. Anyway, today we are going to do another 6x6 one sheet wonder. By the way, I'm Joanne Hewins from LoveToCreate.typepad.com, and I just realized I've got my clean sheet of paper, but I didn't write my name on it, so if you'll just keep that in mind. We are going to be sharing or using today the Hand-Penned Designer Series paper. Now, it doesn't come in 6x6. I have cut it into a piece of 6x6 to use today. But I wanted to use this paper because it is one of those papers that is 15% off through August the 2nd. So if you are interested in getting some paper on sale, I'm trying to find my Sharpie. I'm just going to go ahead and write my name, just in case you might want it. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I enjoy sharing with people the cards that I make and the ideas that I have. My blog is LoveToCreate.typepad.com. And if you're interested in anything, have any questions or whatever, you can go to my blog here, send me a message, or just comment on the video. So these are the papers that are in the hand-penned pack, and the colors are Basic Black, Blushing Bride, Cinnamon Cider, Daffodil Delight, Garden Green, Highland Heather, Mint Macaron, Misty Moonlight, Pale Papaya. Let's see if I can get these out here. And Pool Party. And then Whisper White. So you can see, here's a little bit of all of the pieces. Let me move it over so you might can see it. But it is gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And I love, they've got the really busy design on one side. It's really pretty though. And then on the other side, they toned it down a little bit. So you can choose all kinds of projects to use. So I'm going to move all this out of the way. I'm going to keep this one piece of 6x6 that we've cut out. Actually, I'm going to change it with this one. I don't know why, but I am. So I'm going to talk with you about how we're going to cut this to make our 4 cards today. So I'm going to start out by cutting it in half both ways. Now this particular paper has a pattern to it in that it you can kind of put it together like a puzzle after you've cut it. So I'm going to try to keep that together. So I've already got it mixed up. But anyway, this is the one that I'm going to use all by itself. So we're going to have one piece that is 3x3. Okay? Now we're going to take another piece, and I'm going to turn it and cut it in half this way. So I'm going to cut it at 1.5 because it's 3 by 3. So I'm just going to cut it right down the middle. I'm going to keep my 2 halves together so that the design keeps going, and I'm just going to move this out of the way for a moment. So that's going to be another card. Okay, so I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to turn it sideways as well, and I'm going to cut it into 3 parts. So I'm going to cut it at 1 inch increments. So there's 1, and then we'll move over and cut it at 1 inch again. That should be in half. So we've got these 3 pieces, and I've tried to keep these so that they work with the puzzle. And then this one, we're going to cut into 4 pieces. So, hey Tina. So I'm going to cut it at 1.5. And then to keep my mind straight, I'm not going to put that one on top of the other. I'll cut this one at 1.5. And I'm going to keep those 2 pieces together like that. And I'm going to cut this one at 1.5. And hopefully that's going to go right like that. Yay! So I'm going to keep those together. And I'm going to pull them over on the side for a second. And let me move my cutter out of the way. So these are our 4 groups. So we have a 3 by 3, and then we have a 3 by 1.5, 2 of those, and then we have a 1 by 3, 3 of those, and then our 4 squares are 1.5 along each side. So those are the pieces that we have so far. And I've got a sticky note I'm just going to bring in here for a minute, because I also have pieces to back each of these. So I've got those cut out, and I'm going to empty them over here to the side, and we are going to do our backing. So for this one, that is 3 inches, our frame is going to be 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. So I'll cut every piece just 1/8 of an inch larger on each side, or actually on 2 sides. So let me put this up here. Good thing I'm using glue because I have that super crooked. I'm going to go back to my corner to corner thing, and that should work. Okay, now I chose black. It's just a basic color, and because there's a black background, some of the flowers are outlined in black or whatever. So for the 2 pieces that are 1.5 by 3, our frames will be 1 5/8 by 3 1/8. So I'm going to go ahead and glue our pieces down for that. Now I'm hoping I'm still on. Okay, so we'll put that one here. And we'll put this one here. Now I'm going to be using for my card base, I'm going to be using Highland Heather. And it makes for a really pretty card. But there was a problem with that today. I'm cutting for a class that I'm going to have tomorrow. And I had planned to use Highland Heather in the card, and I just realized today I don't have enough paper. and probably because I used it for my samples and then I'm using it for what we're making now. I still don't think I would have had enough, but they'll be getting their card tomorrow done on mint macaron. Okay, I have missed there right in front of me. Okay, so we'll do this one. So let me move that up there together. And we'll get our little squares mounted. So the squares are each 1.5 by 1.5. And so we're going to make the frames for those 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. And sorry you're having to watch me glue all that, but now this will be on my blog on Friday. I think it might be too late. Well, that one is crooked. But anyway, this will be on my blog on Friday, and I will have all of the measurements on there then. And then I'm using these very same cuts on another piece of Designer Series paper. I'm going to show you that finished product at the end of today's video, and then that's going to be on my blog on Monday of next week. So we'll have 2 posts that go along with this cut. And then I think next week we'll do yet another cut. Since the paper is on sale, might be a great time. So today I'm going to be using, as I said, Highland Heather, and I don't know what happens to me when we get these things started. Okay, so I'm going to use Highland Heather, and the base of this is 5.5 by 8.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Debbie. And so that's our card base. And then I'm going to do another layer. And I cut this almost the size of the front of the card, but just a tad smaller. So it's actually 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So just a tiny bit smaller. And what I'm using for this is the Pretty Flowers Embossing Folder. And you can see how gorgeous that is. And I also wanted to point out that the other side is just as gorgeous. So it's up to you which side you want to put on the top. It doesn't really matter. They're both beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on this side. And I think it's better to use glue when you have an embossing folder, just to help it stay really good. But anyway, so there is the front of our card. So we're going to start making this. Let me also tell you, I've already done the other 3 cards with the front on there. So I've got those ready to go. And we're also going to be using today the Hand-Penned Petals stamp set. We're going to be using actually this piece, these 2 pieces here, and the saying, "Feel Better, Friend." And then we're also, I have used the Tailor Made Tags dies. These dies are really just the best. And there's another one here that I've pulled out for today. So anyway, those are the basic items that we're using today. So I'm going to start with the first card. And for that one, and I'm going to pull all of this stuff over to the side and try to keep them in the right order because sometimes I'm a little directionally challenged. And I don't really want to waste your time trying to figure out how those go. I don't know why. It seems lately I've been that way. I always loved puzzles, but anyway. So, we're going to use the 3x3 to start with. And let me move that out of the way. So, I am going to just add some dimensionals to the back of this. Hey Sandy, how are you? And we'll just take those off till I have my take your pick tool. I had a new class yesterday and it was quite challenging. And so I hope that I put everything back. So I'm going to put this here, and I just love this the flowers. It reminds me of the cone flowers, or I don't know the real name for them, but anyway. So we are going to pull in a white tag, and we're going to pull in a black tag. And I'm going to put one of these little circles around that. That comes from that die that I held up. Okay, and what I did, I've already cut them, but I wanted to show you that I took some black and added some of the adhesive sheet to the back of this, and that's how I'm going to try to adhere these little circles right here. Now, I don't know if, yeah, that's one that has it. So I'm just going to kind of pull that backing off of there and then just kind of add it to the tag. And then we're going to do a little bit of stamping on the tag. So I'm going to pull in Garden Green. And then I'm also going to be using the Highland Heather ink. Good. Sandy, I'm sure you've been busy getting everything ready for the quarterly. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to stamp this, kind of coming up from the corner a little bit. I'm going to stamp my little greenery. And then I'm going to stamp this part here, coming down over that. And then I'm going to stamp my saying that says, "Feel better, friend." And I'm going to have this kind of going like that, so I'm going to put my saying kind of cat-cornered, so maybe it will be straight on that. So I'm going to move those out of the way, and we'll get this put together. So I'm just going to have this black stick out of that a little bit, and I often just bring in some Scotch tape when I've got something like this and tape it on the back to hold it in place. And then I'm going to use some glue dots to hold this piece in there. And then I'm going to put all of this on dimensionals. And let's see, I'm going to pull this dimensional. Hopefully it hasn't stuck too much. And just put it down a little bit. I'm going to put some glue in here because it's going to go across the paper that's already on dimensionals. And so I'm going to put it about like that. And then I'm going to take another glue dot and kind of roll it around. Sandy, it's worrying me too. It doesn't seem to be getting better, does it? Just worse. Oh, you finished all the kits. Good. So this is the first card. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the inside of this one. And I don't know that I'll stamp the insides of all of the others because they're kind of the same. So I'm just going to go across the bottom and add, oops, let's turn that over, and add some of this, some stems. And then we'll add some of the purple or Highland Heather. And then I'm just not going to put any words up there. That's just going to be the whole inside right there. And let me glue that on the inside of the card. So not too difficult, but we do have one more step that I'm going to do for this one, and that is add a little bit of Wink of Stella to the purple here, all of that area. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can see, but it did just add a little bit. And you could also add it to the inside if you wanted to. So there's our first card. After I get my stuff on there, I always think, does that look straight? I'm not sure that that does. Okay. We're going to go to the second card. And this is going to be the one that we use 2 pieces. Okay, so all of our cards are going to have the tags on them. I'm going to go ahead and put the dimensionals on the backs of this. Okay, I might be getting too much on my fingers. And I want them to stay up all the way through there. So I'm going to take these off. Hi Fran, how are you? Thanks for joining me. It's nice to have people actually look at what you're doing. I appreciate it. So I'm going to put this one up here and this one down here, and we're going to put our tags in between the two. So again, I'm going to put the white on top, and I'm just going to tape that like I did before. Just a piece of Scotch tape. Oops. Okay, and let's go ahead, and I probably should have stamped before I tape the two of those together, but we'll just do it. Maybe it won't mess up on the black. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put this little scrap under there. You can always figure a way around, I think. So we'll put our flower there. And then we'll add our stem there. We'll add our purple. And then I'm going to do just the Feel Better Friend straight across here. Like that. We'll add our little circle. And that's from the tag set here. And then I'm going to add this tag in between the two. Let me put some glue dots under here to hold that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and add some dimensionals. I'm going to put a dimensional directly over that hole right there. Okay, and then we'll put one more kind of in the middle there. Now, I didn't mention on the first card, but the twine that I'm using for this is from, it's the white twine, and it is from the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. And I have my bow already made. I use a little bow maker. And I'm going to take it and lay it right there. Remember, I put a dimensional down there, and I'm just going to kind of push that down in on there on the dimensional. And so there's this one, and the inside of this card would look just the same as the first one. So let's go ahead and work on card number 3. And for this one, we'll be using these 3 pieces, and I'm trying to keep them in the right order, and I'm going to just turn those over, and we'll add our dimensionals to those. What is your, since some of the Designer Series papers are on sale now, 15% off, who has a favorite? I know that Faith said she loved this hand-penned paper. Does anyone else have a favorite that they like? This is one of mine, and I think the Pansy Petals paper maybe is one. Okay, so I'm going to start and put that on there, and then we're just going to work our way down. The peaches, yeah, that really is pretty paper, Tina. And it's a great time to get your paper at 15% off until August 2nd. Okay, so I've got our 3 pieces across here. And I'm going to pull back this card that we just finished. And I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on it. And excuse me, I think I'm trying to get a cold. You know, we haven't had to bother with that in a long time. And I brought a cough drop with me. There it is. I'm going to get that real quick if you don't mind. Okay, now I'm just noticing what I did for the piece, or for the card that I had for my sample. I had turned this on the side and made it so that it flowed this way. I haven't done that on this one, so I'm going to have to figure out a different way to do my tag. And but we can do that because I do have it going up and down. So let me pull in my white and my black, and we're going to go ahead and stamp the 2. So let me put this on here. Okay, so I think I'll just kind of do it between these 2, right in here maybe. So we will do this again. I think I might do this on the diagonal again. I just felt like feel better friend. That is a good saying from that set, the Hand-Penned Petals set. And I just thought that it's a good time to want your friends to feel a little better. You know, it might be physically or it could be mentally that they need to feel a little better. So let's wish them well. So Debbie, when you said the second one, you're talking about the one I'm making right now, rather than going across this way. You like it vertical? Is that what you're meaning? Yeah, Faith, I see you're talking about the pansy paper, and that really is just so pretty. Okay, good. Well, it's good to see them done different ways. I thought, well, I don't know what I thought. Nothing like having your thought escape you at the last minute here, is it? So we're going to put this across here, and I am going to mainly put glue on this because we've already got that other stuff. Let me straighten that up a little bit so that the saying is straight. And again, I'm just going to take a glue dot and kind of roll it up and stick it in this hole right here. And I will add my bow. Okay, so that's our third card. And then for the fourth one, we're going to do our 4 squares. And I'm afraid that I may have them mixed up. Nope, I think they're okay. So I'm going to put those, I'll just move in that 4th card. Ah, and wait a minute, I forgot my Wink of Stella again. I'm going to squeeze that just a little bit and see if I can get a little more to come down there. So there's that. Okay. So we're going to put our 4 card, or our 4 things on here. Let me get my dimensionals. It's a dimensional kind of card or set of cards. You, of course, wouldn't have to do that, but why wouldn't you? How secure is the bow? I think it's probably pretty good. I've kind of mashed it down in there, but it could come out. It could. I put a lot of bows on with glue dots. And of course, I'm not there when the recipient gets it. I'm not there, so nobody's ever said anything, but, you know, they probably wouldn't. Okay, so let me attach these. Yeah, I used to think I could see straight. I'm just not so sure anymore. Okay, and I was trying to, let's see if I can pick that up. See, yeah, I'm going to move it over a little bit. What I'm trying to do is look at the spacing on each side here and kind of get that close. Okay, so that's on there. And we'll do our tags real quick. On this one, let me bring in my colors. I'm going to do the flower from this side, just to be a little different. And then we'll put our saying down this way. Okay, I think I can move those out of the way now. And we'll attach our two tags. I used 2 tags because I just wanted to make the one stand out, the white one stand out a little bit more. Okay. There's some beautiful paper in the holiday, or they're not really calling it the holiday. The technical name is the July-December, but since they had to delay it for a month, it's really an August-December catalog. And I'm going to put dimensionals down at the bottom of this. And I think just put some glue up at the top. Anyway, there's some beautiful papers in the mini catalog that goes live on July 3rd, August 3rd. I'm sorry, August 3rd. And I am having a paper share. If anybody is interested, the details are on my blog. We're on my blog on Monday. And if you get my newsletter, the details were also on my newsletter on Tuesday. So if you're interested, if you'll please let me know. I'd love to send you those. It's a 1/4 of a pack of the new Designer Series papers, and then I threw in a couple of extra things in there. And the papers are really pretty. It will help you decide if you really want a whole pack of something. So here are, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take time to close up my pads. I will have them everywhere if I don't. Okay, so here are the 4 cards that we made today. And again, I've forgotten to put my Wink of Stella on this last one. Just a little something to add, a little something. Okay, so there they are, and I think they're quite pretty. The heather, Holland heather, is just a beautiful color, and then the hand-penned paper is quite lovely. So again, I'll have the directions and everything that you would need on the video, or this video right here, and on my post on Friday. I told you at the beginning I was going to show you some cards that I made using the same 6x6 one sheet wonder with these measurements right here. But I want to show you this paper right here. It is called Cute Halloween. And it is not one of the ones on sale. The ones in the new catalog coming out are not on sale. But just some really cute paper. I think there's like 10 or 12 designs. So I want, I'm not going to take the time to go through each and every one of those. But just some really cute paper. Even if you're not a big Halloween fan, the pages on, there are pages on each one of them that could be used for anything, actually. So let me show you the cards that I made, and I have to tell you that I cheated a little bit I used 1 sheet of this paper, and then I did use this much of 2 other papers. I actually did some fussy cutting because I don't have the stamp set that goes with this paper. But anyway, let me pull them out. So this is the one that I made with the 3x3, and I took the dies that I'm using are actually in the other room, and I cannot remember the name of them. I will have it on the post. It's one of the Christmas dies. But anyway, I took it, this is it, I took it and cut the die in half, or the die cut in half, and put part here and part here. And look at this ribbon. This is ribbon from the mini catalog coming up. So getting a little sneak peek here. And then this is the one that I made with the 2 panels. Okay. And I did cut out a pumpkin from this paper and add it here. And then the stamp set that I used, I didn't bring it in here with me, but it is called Banner Year. And that one is in the annual catalog. So here is my card with the 3 panels. And again, I use those same dies whose name is not in my vocabulary right now. And it was this one I used. And I did cut out a few of the things. And then with the 4th, here are the 4 pieces. And then I used this die cut right here and cut out some other pieces from here. And this is that same black and white ribbon, but I colored it with my blends. I colored it with the dark paper pumpkin blend, the dark pumpkin pie blend to give it some color on that one. So let me get some of this extra stuff out of the way. And you can see these cards. I just thought they turned out really cute. On the background, I have I think it's brick and mortar embossing folder, and I put ink, the craft white ink on the folder and ran it through. So I'll have this on my blog on Monday and give you the directions for this. So there you go. There's the ones with the same cutouts, the same size cutouts, and then this is the one that we did today. Okay, so thank you so much. I think that's all I have today. And again, if you need anything, Joanne Hewins, lovetocreate.typepad.com. Thank you, and if you would share this with a friend, I would appreciate it so much. See you later. Bye-bye.